I bet a kid in class my whole fidget spinner collection that I could keep mine spinning the entire class period. The deal was, if my spinner stopped before the bell rang, I lost everything, but if it didn't, his entire collection was mine. I grabbed my lucky gold spinner out of my bag and sighed because Mrs. Halverson had banned spinners last week, but I was never one to say no to a challenge. I started the timer, and with a hard flick of my finger, my spinner came to life. Mrs. Halverson started patrolling our row first thing. I knocked my pencil onto the floor on purpose and bent down to grab it, cupping my hand over my spinner as she walked right past my desk. She didn't even glance at it, and my spinner kept spinning. A few seconds later, Brennan reached across the aisle pretending to ask for a pencil, but lunged for my spinner out of nowhere. I caught his wrist right before his finger touched it, and he grinned at me. Bro, it's already over. But my spinner was still going strong as ever. Then the AC kicked on, and a freezing draft fell straight from the vent above my desk. My spinner wobbled hard like it was about to drop, so I hunched over it to block the air. It didn't fall, but it was wobbling bad now. A few minutes later, Mrs. Halverson stopped at the front of the room and pointed right at me. What was the anaconda plan? My spinner was dipping in the corner of my eye, but I had to keep my head up and act normal. It was a Union plan to blockade the South. She nodded and moved on, but my spinner was barely turning. 30 seconds left, and my spinner was about to die. Brennan unzipped his bag and held it open with a smirk. Bro, it's over. Pay up. I knew I had to do something fast, so I threw my hand up. Mrs. Halverson, can I grab a tissue? She nodded, and on my way back, I walked past the open window 2 desks over and fanned my shirt as hard as I could. A gust of wind hit my desk, and my spinner came back to life. The bell rang. My spinner was still spinning on my desk like nothing had happened. I'd done it. I'd actually won, and I pumped my fist in the air. Yes! The whole class turned, and so did Mrs. Halverson. She walked over and saw everything at once. My spinner on my desk, Brennan's open bag of 30 on his desk, and my open bag of spinners on the floor next to my seat. All right, you two, up here. Bring me both bags. Brennan handed his over without a word. I picked up mine off the floor and dropped it on top of his. She turned both bags upside down over her drawer, and 60 spinners hit the wood. Then she reached over and plucked the still spinning gold one right off my desk. I won the bet, but had nothing to show for it as I watched my lucky spinner and the rest disappear as she slid the drawer shut.